Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, feeling a strange vibration in your chest that you just cannot explain? It is not a medical emergency, and it is not anxiety, but it feels like your very cells are humming with a frequency you have never felt before. You might think you are losing your mind. You might think your body is failing you as you age. But what if I told you that what you are feeling right now is not a sickness, but a sign? What if the exhaustion that hits you at 2 p.m., or the sudden ringing in your ears, is actually the physical evidence that God is rewiring you for a mission you did not even know you had? Listen closely, because the world is shifting, and if you are watching this, it is because you are part of that shift. You are a chosen one. And right now, in the heart of America, thousands of people just like you are experiencing physical symptoms that doctors cannot diagnose and scientists cannot explain. We are talking about a total biological transformation. This is not some fairy tale. This is happening in your muscles, in your sleep patterns, and in the very way you perceive light and sound. Why is this happening now? Why you? Why in this moment of global chaos? The elites and the globalists want you to believe you are just a number, just a cog in the machine that is breaking down. They want you to stay medicated, tired, and distracted. But the Creator has a different plan. He is preparing his warriors, and the first stage of that preparation is the shift. You see, a chosen one cannot carry out a divine mission in a vessel that is tuned to the frequency of this world, to fight the battles that are coming. Your body has to change. It has to become stronger, more sensitive, and more aligned with the Holy Spirit. If you have been feeling off lately, if you feel like you no longer fit into your old life, or if your physical body feels like it is undergoing a massive software update, then you need to stay until the very end of this video, because today we are going to break down exactly what is happening to you. We are going to look at the 3 specific physical shifts that prove God is calling you out of the crowd. We are talking about facts, real-life experiences from people in the heartland, and the undeniable truth that the new you is being born right now. Let's look at the first major sign. Many of you are experiencing what I call the midnight awakening. You go to bed exhausted, but like clockwork, your eyes snap open at 3 a.m. You feel an intense energy, a clarity that you don't have during the day. This is not insomnia. This is the divine appointment. While the rest of the world sleeps, the Father is whispering to the chosen. He is pouring strength into your bones while the noise of the world is silent. But it goes deeper than just sleep. Have you noticed your diet changing? Have you suddenly lost the taste for the processed garbage that the big corporations have been feeding us for decades? Suddenly, your body is rejecting the toxins. It is demanding purity. Why? Because your body knows something your mind hasn't accepted yet. You are being prepared for a marathon, not a sprint. You are being built to stand firm when others collapse. Think about the weight you feel on your shoulders. It is not just the weight of your bills or your job. It is the weight of glory. In the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19, it says that the whole creation is waiting with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. That revealing starts with a physical transformation. It starts with you realizing that you are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are a leader in training. The global elites want us weak. They want us dependent on their systems. But a chosen one who has been physically realigned by God is unstoppable. When your body starts to shift, your spirit starts to roar. You start to see through the lies of the media. You start to feel the truth in your gut before it is even spoken. This is the intuition of the chosen. This is the physical armor being forged. I know it is scary. I know you feel alone in this. You look at your neighbors in your small town, and they seem fine. They are walking around like zombies, content with the status quo. But you feel everything. You feel the tension in the air. You feel the shift in the seasons. You feel the urgency of the time we are living in. Do not ignore these changes. Do not let them tell you it is just stress. It is the hand of God pressing down on your life, shaping you into something new. And as we move forward, the signs are only going to get more intense. You are going to see things, hear things, and feel things that will confirm your identity beyond a shadow of a doubt. But here is the real question. Are you ready to embrace the shift? Or are you going to keep trying to cling to the old version of yourself that no longer exists? Because what I am about to tell you in the next section will change the way you look at your health and your future forever. It involves a specific change in your nervous system that is the ultimate green light from heaven. The transformation is gaining speed, and you are right in the center of the storm. Now that you understand the midnight awakening, we need to talk about something much more intense. We need to talk about the physical pressure. Have you felt a sudden, sharp tightness in your chest, or a heat rising up your neck when you enter certain places? You go to the doctor. They run the tests, and they tell you your heart is fine. They tell you your blood pressure is normal. But you know they are wrong. You know something is happening deep inside your nervous system. This is what I call the divine compass. Your body is no longer just a shell. It has become a highly tuned instrument of discernment. In the heart of this country, from the suburbs of Ohio to the ranches of Texas, people are reporting a strange phenomenon. They are becoming allergic to the world. And I don't just mean pollen or peanuts. I mean you can no longer stand to be around fake people, fake news, or fake food. When you walk into a room where lies are being told, your skin literally starts to crawl. This is not a psychological trick. This is a biological shift. The chosen one is being equipped with a physical rejection system for darkness. Think about the way a soldier is trained. Before they are sent to the front lines, their bodies are pushed to the limit. They are stripped of their old habits. They are forced to adapt to a new, higher standard of performance. That is exactly what the Creator is doing to you right now. He is upgrading your hardware because the software of the kingdom of heaven is too powerful for a weak vessel. You are being rewired to handle a level of spiritual authority that would literally burn out the nervous system of an ordinary person. But here is where the twist comes in. The world does not want you to be upgraded. The global elites, the corporate giants, and the architects of the new normal want you in a state of constant inflammation. Why do you think our food is packed with chemicals that disrupt our hormones? Why is our air filled with frequencies that interfere with our natural sleep cycles? It is a targeted attack on the chosen. They know that a biological shift is happening, and they are doing everything in their power to dampen your signal. They want to keep your vibration low, your body tired, and your mind foggy. But they have already lost, because once God starts a work in your DNA, no amount of processed sugar or 5G towers can stop it. You are becoming a person who can sense the truth before it is spoken. You are becoming someone who carries a presence that changes the atmosphere of every room you walk into. Have you noticed that people react to you differently now? Some people are drawn to you like a moth to a flame, seeking comfort and answers. Others, they get angry for no reason. They look at you with hostility, even though you haven't said a word. That is because they aren't reacting to you. They are reacting to the shift. They are reacting to the light that is starting to leak out of your very pores. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14, it says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Notice it doesn't say your words are the light. It says you are the light. Your physical presence, your changed body, your realigned spirit. It is a beacon that exposes the darkness. And the darkness hates to be exposed. This brings us to a very specific symptom that many of you have been afraid to talk about, the high-frequency ringing. Have you noticed a persistent, high-pitched tone in your ears? It's not tinnitus. It doesn't fluctuate with your blood pressure. It feels like a steady, digital-like hum. This is the sound of the veil thinning. This is your brain's auditory cortex trying to process the higher frequencies of the spirit that are now bombarding this earth. The globalists call it noise. The doctors call it stress. But the Bible calls it a shout. We are living in a time where the heavens are speaking louder than ever before. And because your body is being shifted, you are the only one who can hear the frequency. You are being tuned like a radio. At first, it's just static. It's uncomfortable. It makes you feel isolated. But as the shift nears completion, that static becomes a voice. It becomes an intuition so sharp that you will know exactly when to move, when to speak, and when to get your family to safety. We are seeing a total collapse of the old systems in America. The economy is shaky, the moral fabric is tearing, and the leadership is compromised. In times like these, most people collapse into fear. Their bodies shut down. They get sick. They give up. But not you. Your body is doing the opposite. While the world gets weaker, you are being forced into a state of supernatural health. You might feel tired, yes, but underneath that fatigue is a new kind of stamina. It's the stamina of the pioneer. It's the strength of the remnant. I want you to realize that your body is a temple, not just a religious metaphor, but a literal, biological sanctuary for the power of God. The physical shifts you are feeling, the buzzing, the heat, the changes in appetite, the sudden spikes in energy. These are the construction noises of the Holy Spirit rebuilding the temple. He is clearing out the debris of your past. He is removing the damage done by years of living in a toxic culture. Do not be deceived by the health experts on TV who want to put you on a dozen different pills to level you out. They don't want you level. They want you neutralized. They want to flatline the very symptoms that are trying to wake you up. If you feel like your heart is racing because you are excited about the future, they want to give you a sedative. If you feel a holy anger against the injustices of the world, they want to call it a disorder. But there is no disorder in the kingdom of God. There is only order. And right now, God is bringing your physical body into order with His divine timeline. You are a chosen one because you were designed to survive the transition from the old age to the new. You were built for the storm. Think about the system of the master plan. A true leader doesn't just react to a crisis. They use the crisis to forge a new path. That is what the Creator is doing through your physical body. The crisis of your strange symptoms is actually the master plan to make you a leader in your community. When the systems finally fail, people will look to the person who isn't shaking. They will look to the person who has the energy, the clarity, and the physical presence of a giant. You are being prepared to be a pillar, and a pillar has to be hardened. It has to be tempered in the fire. The heat you feel in your body, that is the fire of the altar. The pressure in your head, that is the crowning of your new mindset. But we have to go deeper, because there is a final stage to this shift that most people are completely unprepared for. It involves your vision, not just what you see with your eyes, but how you perceive reality itself. There is a vibration to the truth, and your body is about to start seeing it in a way that will change everything. Are you starting to see the patterns yet? Can you feel the momentum building in your own blood? The elites are terrified of a healthy, awake, and physically empowered population. They want you in a hospital bed. God wants you in the harvest field. In the next part, we are going to talk about the shadow shift, the moment when your physical changes turn into an undeniable power that even your enemies will have to recognize. If you think what you've felt so far is intense, you haven't seen anything yet. The weight of the world is shifting, but you are the one who is being built to carry the light. Stay with me, because the next revelation is the key to unlocking your true potential. Now, we must venture into the most radical part of this transformation. We have talked about the heart and the hearing, but now we need to talk about your eyes. Have you noticed that the world looks different lately? I'm not talking about your prescription changing. I'm talking about the way light hits the trees, the way the sky looks at sunset, or the way you can suddenly see the exhaustion on someone's face from across a crowded room. You are beginning to see the world in high definition, while everyone else is still stuck in a grainy black and white movie. This is the sensory overhaul of the chosen one. In the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 34, it says, "Your eye is the lamp of your body. When your eyes are healthy, your whole body also is full of light." For years, the distraction machine, the media, the social networks, the endless digital noise has been trying to dim your lamp. They have been flooding your retinas with blue light and your mind with fear to keep your internal lamp from turning on. But something has broken. The veil is tearing. And as a chosen one, your physical eyes are being recalibrated to see through the illusions of the 21st century. Have you ever been walking through a grocery store or a mall and suddenly felt an overwhelming urge to leave? It wasn't a panic attack. It was a physical reaction to the heaviness of the atmosphere. Your eyes are starting to see the glitches in the system. You see a politician speaking on TV, and instead of hearing their words, you see the shivering of their hands or the coldness in their eyes. You see an advertisement promising happiness, and you feel a literal knot in your stomach because your body recognizes the lie. This is what it means to have your body full of light. You are becoming a walking lie detector. The globalists and the architects of control are terrified of this specific physical shift. Why? Because you cannot control a man who can see the chains. You cannot manipulate a woman who can feel the poison in the air. They rely on us being numb. They rely on our senses being dull. But the Father is sharpening you. He is taking your American grit and infusing it with divine vision. He is making you wary, in the biblical sense, wise as a serpent but innocent as a dove. Let's talk about the sudden strength phenomenon. Have you had days where you feel like you could run a marathon, even if you haven't worked out in months? Or perhaps you've noticed that your reflexes are sharper. You catch a falling glass before you even realize it's slipping. You avoid a car accident because you felt the other driver's mistake 2 seconds before it happened. This is your nervous system being accelerated. In the Bible, we see this with Elijah, who outran the chariots of Ahab. That wasn't a metaphor. That was a physical, biological empowerment by the Spirit of God. You are being prepared for a time of manual labor in the Spirit. The systems we rely on, the digital grids, the supply chains, the corporate structures are fragile. They are built on sand. When the wind blows and the floods come, those systems will fail. But the chosen one, with their upgraded body and sharpened senses, will be the ones who know how to navigate the ruins. You are being built to be the first responders of the kingdom. While others are paralyzed by fear because their smartphones aren't working, you will be moving with clarity because your internal GPS is hardwired to the throne of grace. There is a specific reason why this is happening in America right now. This nation was built by people who believed in the physical manifestation of God's will. They believed in hard work, clear vision, and divine protection. We have drifted far from that. We have become a nation of comfort addicts. But the shift you are feeling is God's way of detoxing His remnant from that comfort addiction. He is making you uncomfortable in your own skin so that you will seek the new skin He has prepared for you. Have you noticed your relationship with time changing? Does it feel like a day lasts an hour, or an hour lasts a day? Does it feel like you are waiting for something massive, even when your calendar is empty? This is your internal clock being synchronized with the Kairos time of God, His appointed time. The world runs on Chronos, the ticking of the clock, the deadline, the interest rate. But the chosen one is being moved into a different rhythm. This can cause physical dizziness or a feeling of being spaced out. Do not fear this. You are simply being unplugged from the matrix of debt and plugged into the abundance of the Spirit. Think about the master plan again. If you were a general preparing for a decisive battle, would you want your soldiers to be distracted by every shiny object? No. You would want them focused. You would want them to have tunnel vision on the objective. This is why you are losing interest in your old hobbies. This is why you find it hard to care about the latest celebrity scandal or the big game on Sunday. Your body is physically rejecting the trivial. It is pruning your interests so that all your energy can be funneled into your divine purpose. The elites want you to think you're depressed. They want to label your lack of interest in their circuses as a mental health crisis. But it's not depression, it's dimension. You are moving into a new dimension of existence where the things of this world grow strangely dim, as the old hymn says. You are being fortified. I want to speak directly to the men and women in the middle years, the 40s, 50s, and 60s. The world says you are past your prime. The world says your body is on a downward slide. But in God's economy, you are just getting started. Moses didn't start his real mission until he was 80. Caleb took his mountain at 85. The physical shift you are feeling is a second wind. It is a divine rejuvenation. God is putting new wine into new wineskins. He is refreshing your cells, clearing your arteries, and strengthening your resolve. Why? Because the young and restless lack the wisdom to lead the coming revolution of the Spirit. But you have the scars, you have the experience, and now you are getting the physical power-up to match your wisdom. You are the generals being called back to active duty. But there is a warning I must give. This physical shift requires your cooperation. You cannot keep 1 foot in the world of toxins and 1 foot in the world of light. If your body is rejecting certain foods, stop eating them. If your spirit is telling you to turn off the TV, turn it off. If your intuition is telling you to move your money or change your location, move. The physical symptoms are warning lights on your dashboard. If you ignore them, the engine will overheat. But if you follow them, they will lead you to a place of absolute safety and power. As we move into the next phase of this video, I am going to reveal the ultimate sign. This is the one symptom that marks the point of no return. It is the moment when your chosen status goes from a private feeling to a public reality. It is the moment when the physical shifting meets the spiritual authority. You are not crazy. You are not sick. You are being reborn in the middle of a dying world. The shaking you feel in your hands is the power of the Creator looking for a way to manifest through you. The question is, will you let it, or will you try to stay normal in a world that has gone completely insane? The next part of our journey will show you exactly how to lock in this transformation so you can stand as a giant in the days to come. We have reached the point of the conversation where we must address the most sensitive part of your biology, the nervous system. If you have been feeling a strange electricity running through your limbs, or if you find yourself startled by loud noises more than usual, pay very close attention. This is not a sign that you are becoming fragile. In fact, it is the exact opposite. Your nervous system is being stripped of its old, rusted insulation to make way for a high-voltage connection to the divine. Think about the grid in a major American city. When they want to upgrade the power capacity of a neighborhood, they have to shut down the old lines. There are sparks. There is tension. There is a period of darkness before the new, more powerful current can flow. That is what is happening in your spine and your brain right now. The chosen one is a person who has been selected to carry a higher voltage of the Holy Spirit. And let's be honest, the average human body, raised on a diet of processed chemicals, fluoride, and fear-based media, is simply not equipped to handle that kind of power. This is why you feel jittery, or why you have those sudden bursts of heat that feel like they are coming from the inside out. It is the burning away of the old man. In the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 29, it says, "For our God is a consuming fire." That fire doesn't just stay in the spirit, it manifests in the flesh. It is consuming your old anxieties. It is cauterizing the wounds of your childhood. It is burning out the compliance that the school systems and the corporate world worked so hard to install in you. The globalists want a low-voltage population. They want people who are easy to manage, easy to scare, and easy to sedate. They want your nervous system to be in a constant state of low-level panic, just enough to keep you buying their products and following their rules, but not enough to make you stand up and fight. But when God rewires a chosen one, He moves you from panic to power. He takes that raw energy that used to be anxiety and He turns it into authority. Have you noticed that your flight or fight response has changed? Things that used to terrify you, the thought of losing your job, the fear of what people think of you, the worry about the future of the country, they don't seem to have the same grip on you anymore. Instead of wanting to run, you feel a strange, calm desire to You are becoming the person in the room who doesn't blink when the lights go out. This is the master plan of the Creator for the American remnant. He is creating a class of people who are physically incapable of being intimidated. Imagine a leader who cannot be bribed because their body rejects greed, and who cannot be threatened because their nervous system is already dead to the fears of this world. That is the chosen one blueprint. But there is a specific physical symptom that accompanies this shift, and it's one that the medical establishment often misinterprets: the brain fog that suddenly turns into laser focus. You may have gone through a period where you couldn't remember why you walked into a room. You felt cloudy, almost like you were living underwater. This was a system reboot. Your brain was being disconnected from the world mind, the collective consciousness of fear and consumerism. But now, for many of you, that fog is lifting. And what is left behind is a focus that is almost scary. You can look at a complex problem and see the solution instantly. You can look at a person's face and see their true intentions before they say a word. This is the mind of Christ manifesting in your physical gray matter. You are beginning to think in kingdom logic. You are no longer reacting to the news. You are observing the chess moves of the enemy and staying 3 steps ahead. This brings us to the social proof of this transformation. Look around at your community. Look at the people who are still plugged into the old system. They look haggard. They look gray. They are constantly sick, constantly tired, and constantly complaining. Now, look at the chosen, who are embracing this shift. Even if they are struggling, there is a light in their eyes. There is a vibrancy to their skin. There is a spring in their step that defies their age. This is because the chosen one is tapping into a different fuel source. We are not living on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. And that word is a biological nutrient. It repairs cells. It balances hormones. It clears out the brain fog caused by years of living in the matrix. The elites are terrified of a population that doesn't need their solutions. They are terrified of a man who can heal his own heart through prayer, and a woman who can sense the truth through her gut. They want you to believe that your body is a broken machine that only they can fix. But the Bible tells us that your body is a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This leads to a twist that many people miss. The very symptoms that the world calls disease are often the birth pangs of your new identity. When you feel that shaking in your hands, don't think Parkinson's, think Pentecost. When you feel that heat in your chest, don't think heart attack, think holy fire. Of course, use wisdom and take care of your health, but do not let the labels of the world define the work of God. The American dream has been replaced by a divine reality. The old dream was about comfort and accumulation. The new reality is about preparation and impact. Your body is shifting because it has to be combat ready. You are being called to lead your family, your neighborhood, and perhaps your nation through a period of immense change. Would a general send a soldier into battle with a body that is addicted to sugar and paralyzed by fear? He would put that soldier through boot camp. That is what you are in right now. The physical shifting is your boot camp. It's uncomfortable. It's painful at times. It makes you feel like you are being pushed to your breaking point. But listen to me. You are not breaking. You are breaking through. You are breaking through the layers of normalcy, that have kept you small. You are breaking through the genetic limitations that your family has carried for generations. You are becoming a new creature, not just in a theological sense, but in a biological sense. As we prepare for the next part of this video, I want you to do something. I want you to stop fighting the symptoms. I want you to sit in a quiet place, put your hand on your heart, and say, I accept the shift. I am ready for the power. I am a chosen one. When you stop resisting the voltage, the jitteriness turns into peace, the fog turns into vision, and the fear turns into victory. In the next section, we are going to talk about the ultimate weapon that is being forged in your body right now. It is something that the thrones and dominions of this world are absolutely powerless against. It is the reason why you were born for such a time as this. The storm is here, but you are the one who has been built to walk on the waves. We are now entering the most profound layer of this transformation. We have discussed the nervous system and the senses, but now we must go deeper into the very marrow of your bones, into the code of your DNA. Have you noticed that your body is suddenly rejecting things that you used to tolerate for years? Perhaps it's a specific medication, a certain type of water, or even the materials of the clothes you wear. You feel a sudden, intense skin sensitivity, or a strange metallic taste in your mouth. This is not a random glitch. This is the purge of the chosen. Your body is literally shedding the old, corrupted cellular instructions of your lineage and replacing them with a kingdom blueprint. In the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 51, it says, Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will not all sleep, but we will all be changed in a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. While this refers to the ultimate transformation, there is a pre-transformation happening right now for those who are called to lead. Your cells are being scrubbed of the generational trauma, the genetic predispositions to disease, and the compliance codes that have been passed down since the dawn of the industrial age. You are becoming a genetic disruptor. Look at the state of health in our country. We are the most medicated nation on earth, yet we are among the sickest. The global elite has designed a system where your body is a profit center for them from birth to death. They want your cells to be sluggish. They want your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells, to be dimmed. Because a man with dim mitochondria is a man with no will to power, and he is a man who will accept whatever universal basic income or digital health pass they hand him, because he is too tired to say no. But the chosen one is experiencing a mitochondrial awakening. Have you felt those sudden, inexplicable waves of heat that radiate from your core? It feels like you've swallowed a sun. This is your body's power plants coming back online. This is the breath of life moving into the microscopic levels of your anatomy. This is why you no longer need the 3 cups of coffee just to survive the morning. You are tapping into a vortex of energy that doesn't come from caffeine or sugar. It comes from the source of all life. This leads to a physical phenomenon that many of you find confusing. The body weight paradox. Many chosen ones are finding that they are losing weight without trying. Or conversely, gaining a certain type of density in their muscles and bones despite no change in exercise. Your body is optimizing itself for the specific terrain of your mission. If your mission requires you to be a protector, your frame is thickening. If your mission requires you to be a messenger, your body is becoming leaner and more agile. You are being sculpted by the hands of the great physician. Let's talk about the social proof of this cellular shift. Have you noticed that animals are reacting to you differently? Dogs in your neighborhood that used to bark now sit silently as you walk by. Birds seem to follow you or land near you. This is because your biofield, the electromagnetic frequency emitted by your heart and cells, has changed. You are no longer emitting the frequency of prey or predator. You are emitting the frequency of stewardship, and you are emitting the frequency of the chosen one. Animals, who are not blinded by the media or globalist propaganda, can see your light clearly. They recognize the master returning to the garden. The master plan of the enemy was to use our own biology against us. They used fear to keep our cortisol levels high, which shuts down the immune system and the creative centers of the brain. They used toxins in our American soil to disrupt our endocrine systems. But here is the twist. The very pressure they applied has acted as a catalyst for the chosen. Like a diamond formed under immense pressure, your cells have flipped into a new state of resilience. You are becoming anti-fragile, and the more they try to break you, the stronger your biological response becomes. Think about the hero's journey we discussed earlier. You started as a normal citizen, eating the same food and watching the same news as everyone else. But then came the crisis, the physical breakdown, the strange symptoms, the feeling that you were dying to your old self. You are now in the transformation house. You are in the belly of the whale, where your old DNA is being dismantled and your resurrection body is being prepared. Why is this happening in the heart of the American middle class? Because this is the group that the elites fear the most. They don't fear the ultra-rich, whom they already own. They don't fear the ultra-poor, whom they have made dependent. They fear the independent, God-fearing, physically empowered man and woman who cannot be bought and cannot be scared. They fear the chosen one, who has reclaimed their health and their sovereignty. Have you noticed your taste for entertainment has vanished? You can no longer sit through a Hollywood movie or a mindless sitcom. Your body literally feels nauseous from the spiritual junk food. This is your brain's neuroplasticity in action. Your neurons are being rewired to seek truth and beauty and purpose. You are no longer compatible with the simulated reality that has been built around us. You are waking up in the real world, and your body is the first thing to know it. This brings us to a deep truth about your blood. In the Bible, life is in the blood, and right now, your blood chemistry is being purified. You are being cleared of the generational curses that have manifested as physical ailments in your family for decades. If your father had heart disease, and his father had it, you are the one who breaks the chain, not just through positive thinking, but through a divine recoding of your biological heritage. You are the first of a new line. The globalists want you to believe that you are a slave to your genes. They want you to believe that if your DNA says X, then you must have Y. But as a chosen one, you are being shown that spirit trumps matter. Your divine identity is now the primary architect of your physical reality. You are proving that a man or woman aligned with God can rewrite their own biological story in real time. But here is the call to action for your physical self. You must treat your body like the fortress it is becoming. You cannot go back to the old ways. You cannot pour old wine into this new skin. This means listening to your body's new intuition about everything. If your body says sleep, you sleep. If your body says fast, you fast. If your body says walk into the woods and breathe the air, you do it. You are no longer following a self-help book bureaucracy. You are following a living command. As we move into the final stages of this video, I am going to reveal how this physical shifting prepares you for the ultimate counter-offensive. Your body is not just a temple for worship, it is a weapon for justice. The strength you are gaining is not for your own comfort, it is for the defense of the weak and the restoration of the land. The shift is reaching its flash point. The old you is officially a ghost. The new you is standing at the door. Can you feel the pulse of the future beating in your own chest? It's time to stop wondering, what is wrong with me? And start realizing what is right with me. In the next part, we will discuss the command center, how your mind and body finally merge to manifest the will of the Father on this earth. The chosen one is no longer a victim of change. You are the change. The light is getting brighter. The energy is getting stronger. And the great awakening is no longer a theory. It is a biological fact in your own skin. We have traveled through the heart, the senses, the nervous system, and the very DNA. Now, we arrive at the command center, the final integration of your mind and your physical vessel. Have you noticed a sudden, quiet stillness in your mind, even when the world around you is screaming in chaos? You watch the news. You see the prices at the pump rising. You hear the drums of war, but your body doesn't trigger anymore. Your heart rate stays steady. Your palms don't sweat. This is the God mode of the chosen one. It is the moment when your physical shifting meets your spiritual authority, creating a command center that the world cannot hack. In the heart of the American spirit, we've always valued the quiet professional, the person who knows exactly what to do when everyone else is losing their heads. That is who you have been shaped to be. This stillness is not numbness. It is the master plan of the Creator to place stabilizers in every community across this nation. As the old systems of the globalists begin to crumble under the weight of their own corruption, the chosen one will be the only one standing with a clear head and a strong body. You are the infrastructure of heaven on earth. Let's look at the twist in the logic of the elites. They spent billions of dollars on artificial intelligence and biotechnology to try and predict human behavior and control the masses. They thought they could map out every reaction of the American citizen, but they didn't account for the divine variable. They didn't account for the fact that God could rewire his people faster than they could build their digital prisons. Your body has become unpredictable to their algorithms. Because you are no longer operating on human logic, you are operating on kingdom instinct. Have you found yourself making decisions lately that make no sense to your old self? You might have felt a sudden urge to buy a piece of land, to start a new business, or to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in 20 years. This is your command center receiving direct orders. Your brain's prefrontal cortex is being tuned to the frequency of providence. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 21, it says, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.' For the chosen one, this is no longer just a voice in the spirit, it is a physical pull in your gut. Your body is moving you toward your destiny before your mind even has time to analyze it. This brings us to the social proof of your new authority. Have you noticed that people, even strangers, are starting to ask for your permission or your opinion on things they used to handle themselves? People are looking for a captain. They are subconsciously sensing that your body is anchored to something deeper than the shifting sands of the 21st century. This is the chosen one effect. You are becoming a gravity well of truth. In a world of virtual reality and deep fakes, your physical grounded presence is the most valuable currency in existence. But there is a crisis that comes with this authority. The old world will try to gaslight you one last time. They will try to tell you that your new strength is arrogance. They will try to tell you that your stillness is apathy. They will try to use your family and friends to pull you back into the vibration of fear. But look at your hands. Look at the steady rhythm of your breath. You cannot go back to being a slave once your body has tasted the liberty of the sons of God. You are now a strategic asset for the kingdom. Think about the structure of the mountain we discussed. You have climbed through the conflict of your symptoms. You have reached the climax of your transformation. Now, you are in the Han-Yet cooling down phase, where the new you is being tempered like steel. This is where you learn to use your new body with precision. You are no longer overwhelmed by the energy. You are directing it. You are using your enhanced senses to spot the traps of the enemy. You are using your increased stamina to build the parallel systems that will sustain your community. The globalist master plan relied on a sick and tired population. They wanted us to be patients, not patriots. They wanted us to be consumers, not creators. But a chosen one with a command center mind is a creator in its purest form. You are beginning to see how to solve problems that have plagued your family for generations. You are beginning to see how to lead your neighborhood back to the old paths of righteousness and self-reliance. This is the reconstruction phase. Why did God choose your body for this? Because you were the one willing to stand in the gap. You were the one who didn't take the easy path of sedation and distraction. You felt the pain of the world, and instead of running from it, you allowed it to forge you. In the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7, it says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Note the order: power, then love, then a sound mind. Your physical power is being balanced by divine love, and it is all being governed by a sound mind, a mind that is no longer split by the lies of the world. As we reach the final realization of this chosen one journey, you must understand that the shifting is almost complete. The biological upgrade was the hard part. The next phase is the deployment. You are being sent back into the world, but not as part of it. You are an ambassador from a higher jurisdiction. When you walk into a bank, a school, or a government office, you are carrying the authority of the Creator in your very bones. The enemy sees this. They see the shift in your biofield. They see the focus in your eyes. And for the first time in a long time, they are the ones who are afraid. They are afraid because they cannot control a person who is physically free from their systems of fear. They cannot control a person who knows that their body is a temple and their spirit is a weapon. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Feel the oxygen moving into those upgraded cells. Feel the stillness in your command center. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. The physical shifting was just the sign-in sheet for the greatest mission of your life. You are the chosen one. You are the remnant. You are the answer to the prayers of your ancestors who dreamed of a day when the light would finally overcome the darkness. That day isn't coming, it is here, and it is breathing inside of you. In the final part of this video, we will bring it all together. We will look at the payoff, the ultimate result of your chosen status, and how you can start using your new body today to change your world. The weight of the world is heavy, but you have been built to carry the glory. Do not look back. The old world is a shadow, but you are the sun that is about to rise over the horizon of a new America and a new Earth. The command center is online. The shift is complete. Now, let's go to work. We have covered the vibration in your chest, the ringing in your ears, the sharpening of your eyes, and the total rewiring of your DNA. By now, you should realize one undeniable truth. You are not breaking down. You are breaking out. The world looks at your symptoms and calls them a disorder. But God looks at your symptoms and calls them development. And you have been handpicked from the heart of the American people to serve as a living bridge between the world that is passing away and the kingdom that is coming. The lesson of your journey is simple yet profound. Your body is the scoreboard of your soul. When you align your spirit with the Creator, your biology has no choice but to follow. You have seen that the master plan of the enemy was to keep you numb and weak, but the counteroffensive of the Father was to make you sensitive and strong. Every ache, every sleepless night, and every moment of brain fog was actually a strategic withdrawal from the old system so that you could be relaunched with a new power. The lesson for you today is to stop apologizing for your transformation. Stop trying to fit back in to the old circles that no longer recognize you. Stop trying to dim your light just because it makes the people around you uncomfortable. A chosen one who hides their light is a soldier who abandons their post. Your community needs your stillness. Your family needs your clarity. This nation needs your presence. As you move forward from this video, I want you to carry this one rule with you. Honor the shift. If your body tells you to move, move. If your spirit tells you to speak, speak. You are no longer a slave to habits. You are a servant of the Spirit. The physical changes you've experienced are your credentials. They are the proof that you have been separated for a purpose. I know it's been a long, lonely road. I know there were nights where you cried out to God, asking, "Why me? And when will it end?" But look at yourself now. Look at the strength in your gaze. Look at the resilience in your spirit. You are not the same person who started this year. You are a warrior in a peaceful skin. You are the chosen one, and your journey is just beginning. This is a call to arms for the American remnant. It is time to stand up and claim your authority. It is time to Janlai Queen Kim Swat. Take back control over your health, your mind, and your future. The Luk Tuan Ko Hua globalist forces have had their turn. Now it is time for the forgotten workers and the supporters of truth to lead the way. The battle is not just out there in the politics and the economy. The battle is in here, in your very blood. And because you have survived the shift, you have already won the most important fight. Now, I want to hear from you. We are building a community of the chosen, a network of people who are waking up in the heartland. If you like this video, please comment with the code 999 to let me know you are standing with us. If you didn't like the video or feel something was missing, please comment with the code 0 so I can improve the content and make it even more powerful for you. Or simply leave a comment sharing your own physical symptoms and experiences. We want to know your story and your perspective. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel right now. It gives me the motivation to keep bringing you these deep revelations and helps us grow this army of light. The shift is your strength. The chosen are standing, and the future is yours. God bless you, and God bless the chosen ones of America.